If I win the election, the first thing I'm going to do is get Putin and get Zelensky, I know them both very well, and get them to make a deal because it's crazy.
It is.
Damn.
It's crazy.
It is, and that's...
It's crazy. That's why.
It's like your rallies, the crowd, huh?
I know. I like this crowd. I think it's
Oh, my God.
I like you people. You know what they are, though? They're people that want to see the country do well.
That's it.
It's people that just...
Oh, my God.
They don't want to see crime.
Right.
They don't want to be mugged, because they're selfish in that respect. They prefer not being mugged, right? But they don't want other people to be mugged, beaten up, shot, and killed. In Chicago, on July 4th weekend, they had 117 people shot. Think of this. You live there. 117 people were shot, 17
No, this
died.
is him. He's
In
there.
one weekend, July 4th weekend.
Wow.
Cruise video quality.
Nobody wants that. If you're living, you have a good chance of something bad happening. When you're going to go buy a loaf of bread, and something really bad could happen. So we don't want to, and they don't want that. The people behind me, who I just met briefly, they're great, but they're like other people. People don't want crime. They don't want to go to wars. They want to be able to make money. They want to be able to have a good life. They want a great education. All the things that you want, just the basic things. And we don't have that now.
It's really sad, honestly.
Think of this. Israel, you're Jewish. Are you a fan of Israel?
Yeah.
It would have never happened. October 7th would have never happened if I was president. And everybody admits it. Iran was broke. They had no money. I wouldn't let anybody buy oil from Iran. As soon as Biden comes in, he didn't have a clue. He let everything happen. But Iran was totally broke. They had no money. And I wouldn't let them nobody. China, I said, you buy oil from Iran and you can't do business in the United States. They said, we'll pass. That's fine. But I did that with everybody. And we would have had a deal, 100% we would have had a deal, and there would have been no attack. There was no money left. Iran had no money. We would have made a deal. We would have made a fair deal for them. I would have loved to have made a fair deal. I'm not looking to, I just want them, they can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So what happens is we worked very hard on that, and then he comes in and he allows everybody to go. China now is buying millions, billions and billions of dollars worth of oil.
Wow.
And Iran now is a very rich country.
Bro, Aiden's like,
and
damn,
October
that's crazy.
7th would have never happened. And it wouldn't happen because they didn't have the money to pay Hamas and Hezbollah and all of these, they call them instruments of terror, a lot of different names. And so October 7th would have never happened.
Man.
The recent attack on the park would have never happened. That was so graphic and so, normally you don't see that. Normally the media cuts it off, but they didn't have time to cut it off because it was during the day, very public. And you'd see children with their legs cut off. Those initial scenes were so horrible, where a rocket landed in a little soccer field. Just terrible. All of that stuff would have never happened. And we'll get it stopped fast, by the way. We'll get it stopped fast. There's no games.
Oh, all right.
Amazing.
That's right.
Well, everyone that's watching, everyone behind, just know that your vote really does matter. And you guys really have a big decision coming up in November. You guys got to really go out there and vote for the right person, which is him.
Wow, that's...
Damn.
It's funny that you do, but now I know why you're so popular, because I've been on for years with people that really do like me, and they're even fair to me and everything else, but they wouldn't do what you just... They wouldn't say, vote for him, They do. They're short of that. They wouldn't do it. And they do, and they vote for me, but they wouldn't say it. I think it's great that you can say something like that. I think it's ethical, it's fair, it's smart. And if you felt that way about somebody else, that's okay too. But you have journalists today, like that one that intercepted me, literally. That was like a booby trap. I walk in and she starts saying, we got to start a meeting. She didn't say,
oh my God,
thank you very much for being here.
No.
Just like the worst. And frankly, if I owned that network, I would fire her so fast. It was so inappropriate. And I actually...
Is this about when there's the three ladies there?
Once you sort of walk out, then you put the guard up, and you actually give less information than what you would have. They did it with sugar.
He's right about that, by the way. He's 100% right.
That one. That was sort of terrible.
Yep.
Became viral. #1 viral.
Yeah. Yeah.
My VOD
And
it has
the
1 million
question was
views.
viral. I think my answers were sort of good.
They were really good.
I think they considered to be, I can't brag, but they were considered to be very good. But the level of hatred and craziness.
Oh my
and
God,
you don't know,
man.
is that from the head of the network or is that from her? But ABC, I've said for a long time, ABC is one. You have George.
Can't brag, bro. He doesn't do that.
Slopapadopoulos. I don't know if you've ever. But he's a nasty guy. You know, you sit down. And yet, to Biden, he interviews Biden. I said, there's no way that Biden can handle this guy if the guy is like normal,
Right.
like he normally is.
Yeah.
Like he
It was so
normally
nice
is.
to Biden. He asked him to, and then
What's up with this? What's going on?
when Biden couldn't
There we go.
answer, which he can't answer most of the questions because he has no clue where he is,
Yeah.
Slopapadopoulos is giving him the
Jesus.
answers. He's giving the question. And isn't it true that you really don't want to see war? Isn't that true? Yeah. No, the whole thing is crazy. Anyway.
I want to real quick talk about one thing. It was super important to me when I saw it. Censorship. You know, I don't know if you saw what Elon had posted. Elon basically showed if you were to Google Donald Trump about a week ago, all you see is Kamala. That's all you see is Kamala.
very cool.
It's crazy. Google was really, really trying to push her.
So Google is really crooked. It's horrible.
Jesus.
When they
I don't know
had
how
the
true
word
that was.
assassination up, because there was
Yeah.
a big moment a few weeks ago where I got whacked. I got right there. I got whacked, and whether it's me or anybody else, it was a terrible thing. Terrible thing for our country. It was terrible for everything.
Yeah.
And
What's wrong with the audio? I
when
don't
you
know.
put up the word assassination, it went to Lincoln, it went to many other people, many of whom I didn't even know there was an attempted assassination. The only one it didn't have was Trump. Think of it. And when you put up the word assassination, it also sent you to Kamala. And people were really angry at it.
Yeah,
Look,
I saw this.
something wrong with Google. I don't know if it's the people running it inside or the smaller people, so to speak, the people that are actually doing the nuts and bolts. I doubt it. It's got to come from the top. And it's so illegitimate, they have to do something about it. And, I mean, the market speaks. Everybody should maybe just go off Google, not use it. There are so many other things.
He's right
Watch
about
your
that.
show and stuff.
Markets, yeah.
But there are
can
so
stop
many
using
things.
it.
Now, Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg called me, and he
Uh-oh.
apologized. They actually had it where, AI is dangerous. It's going to be with us, but it's very dangerous. They actually had the Secret Service agents were very brave because when I was being shot at, there were 8 shots. And as soon as they heard that first gun, I did think I did a good job because I heard and I went down. You know, when you hear bullets, you tend to drop to the floor if you're intelligent.
Of course.
If you're not intelligent, like I don't think Joe would have dropped to the floor. I think it's,
No, I think you would have just been like, "What's going on?
hey, what's happening?
What is that?"
Where are those
my
bullets
God.
coming from? Oh, there they are. There they are.
Oh, my God.
I don't think he would have dropped to the floor.
Right.
But anyway,
Jesus.
it's when you hear this and when you see what's going on, and he called up, and there's a very iconic picture that was taken. But there's a number of them actually. But there's
I
one
don't
in
wanna
particular that
brag.
was
I don't
very
like to brag. I
iconic,
can't
and
brag.
Covers with the fists up, and the secret agents, service agents, and I know they're going through a little bit of a questioning period. Let me tell you, these people were brave because those bullets were coming at me, and I heard them. They were whizzing over my head. I had the one here, and I went down, and they were whizzing over, and I had 7 people, maybe a lot of people, a lot of very big people on top of me within seconds,
Right.
and a lot of people that I know would not have done that. Aiden, I'm telling you, when bullets are coming right over you,
Yeah.
and you got people willing to, I asked a couple of them, they expected to die. They actually expected to die, and I understood that.
Yeah.
The other thing that happened that was amazing is within 5 seconds, the sniper, the Secret Service
Yep.
sniper, from a much further distance, 1 bullet, and didn't know about it.
One
Now,
shot,
that was-
one
it was
kill.
a communication problem, a big one, and had it
Just popped
taken
him right
place,
off.
10 seconds earlier, would have been good. But there was a communications problem. But he, supposedly, I don't think he knew. I mean, I've gone through it too. I don't think the sniper knew anything about it. He may have heard there could be a problem, but he didn't know anything about it. Think of it. A thing like that happens. He went by the gun and the fire of the gun. And I guess when the bullets come out, you see fire. And he was able to see that from probably more than 300 yards away. So that's 3 football fields. That's a lot. and one bullet took him out. And if he didn't shoot him, you would have had probably a lot of people dead.
Right.
Probably a lot of people would have been dead. He had a lot of bullets up there. He had a powerful gun, and he had a lot of bullets up there. And the reason he stopped was he got hit 5 seconds. That's a pretty amazing job when you think, it's sort of a surreal experience. Right?
Yeah.
And you could say that for them, too. And they go years, and they don't have to do that. They don't have to shoot people. And then all of a sudden, they're confronted.
You're right.
And they see somebody
That's crazy.
firing. And a lot of people wouldn't react like that. They wouldn't, they'd say, let's call in and find out what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
His reaction time, I think, was amazing.
You're right.
So there was a big communication problem, and they'll get that straightened out. But the Secret Service people were very brave. And that sniper was very talented to hit a target like that from so far away.
Right. Mr. President, I do want to say, first of all, you took a bullet for everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone. The reaction that you gave.
Oh boy.
No other president is going to do that. They're going to either remain, where they are. You are a brave man. You stood up and went like this, and that was a pretty badass picture, by the way.
Well,
To be fair, bro, that shit did go really hard.
I will say, though, that the audience
was
very
crazy.
brave also, the fans, the people, and it's much more than MAGA. Although I think MAGA is almost everybody, because it's what we talk about.
Yeah.
But all of those people,
Glazing like crazy.
tens
Yeah.
of thousands of people, as
Absolutely
far as the eye
is.
could see, and then the people in the back, and those are the people you see because the cameras are focused on that. We have the bleacher in the back with, I don't know, 100 to 150 people or something. But those people never moved. And if you go to crowd, we had a crowd control type person, said whenever a bullet is fired, they know a bullet and they know a sound. And we had a lot of bullets fired. So when you think of it, plus the Secret Service.
I can't believe they figured this
Whenever a
out.
bullet's fired, everybody empties out immediately. They immediately
They got
leave
Adin
and
Ross to interview
empty
Trump.
out.
Can you believe that?
The whole stadium, and they call it a stampede.
That's
like in
nuts.
cattle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get killed with stampedes. They get literally
Stomped
walked
over,
They
yeah.
get, many people die in soccer stadiums. But when a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, almost every time.
Yeah.
Nobody left. And you had the man behind me. He's looking like this. He's looking. There was no fear. It was amazing. They knew that I was in trouble. They saw that. They saw the blood, because the blood, I guess you get hit in the ear. I can tell you, a lot of blood when you get hit in the ear. That's one thing we learn. We learn all these things, unfortunately. But they saw there was a big problem. Normally, when they hear that, they're all, they disperse. Nobody left. I mean, you take a look at that. Now, that was a microcosm of what was out in front of me, because the speech was being made to thousands of people.
Right.
And nobody there was leaving either. It was really amazing. They knew there was a problem. And
I
when
sure
I
hope
got
Adin
up,
Ross
they
is
were
going to ask hard
confused
questions.
Because Secret Service was lifting me. I guess I was getting up, and I'm looking for my shoes. I didn't want to go on they had stretchers and stuff. I didn't want to go on stretchers. I didn't want to do that. But it was amazing. And they were confused because you could be up, but you're not looking too good. And I felt it was important to let people know that I was okay and our country was okay, in a true sense that our country was okay. And so I did that, and the audience was just, they were, I mean, USA, it was wild. It was a hell of a horrible experience, but I learned a lot about the love in this country. Think of it, a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, and his bullets going off. They just,
again, a true hero.
they were heroes. The way they didn't move, you have to watch that group behind, because that was the same as the group in front, the big group. And it wasn't like, geez, normally they'd say, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
How do we do
that's
this?
true.
They
just
weren't.
stood
They
and watched.
saw I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to move.
No.
And many of them were standing up, and they were looking. One man in particular with a floppy hat and wearing like a black T-shirt, and he's out there just looking. It's a fascinating thing to see. And when you hear crowd control people say, we can't even imagine that happened, that shows their love for me, maybe, but for the country. And it was pretty amazing.
That's great.
Thank you.
So, man.
I got you a gift. Well, a couple gifts.
Oh, good. That's good.
I'll show you another gift. I'll show you, the second gift a little bit later. Okay. But I did get you a gift. And I got you this gift because, look, you are.
Oh God!
I feel like you constantly get beat on, but you're so strong and.
Oh God!
Like I said, you live for the people and.
Oh boy, here we go.
I want to present to you this gift right here. I hope you like watches, Rolexes.
Oh, that's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Should I open it?
You should open it and then show the camera.
That's a great watch, actually. Good company. They're good company.
You like Rolex?
They like Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player and Arnold Palmer and all the golf guys and all the other guys too. I do. This is.
He not pulling it out. I'll move it.
Don't they have nice packaging?
They do. Really, really nice.
Wow, that's so nice. Oh, should I show that to the audience?
Yeah, they can see it.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't know this. Now I know it's worth it. Wow.
That's right. That looks like a nice one.
Well, that's such a big show. I don't know what you're doing, but you really are respected. Amazing. I mean,
I appreciate it.
I go into other shows. Nobody does a big deal about it.
Man.
I do want to say also,
Thank you very much.
shout out to Nelk boys. I know you love Nelk.
They're great.
They're the greatest.
Well, that was through Dana. Dana is very much into this world. Dana's
Oh
a
God.
young guy, sort of.
Yeah.
He's a young guy, sort of. But Dana is into this world like he could be an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
He knows more about you and the Nelk brothers and the Nelk boys, and he asked me to do their show. And I will tell you, I got a tremendous response. You do some of these big shows, you do like 60 minutes, and nobody cares. You do Nelk or you, and I can already see so many people go, I hear you're doing the show with Adin.
Oh wow.
I said, I've had a lot of calls. So
Yeah, I bet.
it's like a new wave.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. Who would think it? And sometimes television is not the big deal. I still feel that television will always be television.
Yeah.
But numbers aren't like they used to be.
No, I would say live streaming and YouTube is kind of like the new age television for younger people. Yeah. So I did have some clips I wanted to react to.
Okay.
So this is the fun stuff I wanted to get into.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Holy fuck. What is
so cool.
this?
Actually reacting with you.
Oh my
right.
God.
Did I put you on Truth?
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Truth is my voice.
Yeah.
Oh
It's doing
God.
good.
Yeah.
Everybody should
Bro,
go on Truth.
AI
Yeah.
But I will say,
no
I
way.
put you on.
No.
We're doing the show together, and the response was very cool.
I love
Very
it.
cool.
I love it. Okay, so shout out to Nelk, but
This
they
is
gave me this
nuts.
idea. I have two segments I want to do with you.
Okay.
The first one is use one word that comes to mind to describe that person. Okay?
Okay.
It's a fun game.
Fun.
Let's start.
Oh God.
All right.
What
Who
game
is
is
the first
it?
picture? And we got the Nelk boys. One word.
Oh, great.
I love that.
Great.
Okay,
Really
great.
good.
Okay.
He
So
already.
you're friends with them.
Yeah.
Are they competitors of yours, though?
Not even, honestly. Every time that I speak to Kyle
They're
or
great.
Steve,
Yeah,
it's just
they're
only
all
love.
great.
They're really, really
No,
good.
they're
gentlemen.
just great.
Yeah.
But in a way, you would be competitors, but you don't even.
They're more bigger on the YouTube side of things. I'm more
Right.
live, so it's a
I
lot.
see.
It's a
I
different
see. So
world,
it's different,
but
yeah.
it's kind of like parallel.
Look at them. I mean, they're just great people. That was Dana White. He said, you got to do them. I said, who are they? I didn't know. And after I did them, it was like an explosion.
All right, let's see what we got next here. We got me.
Yeah. Well, I can just tell you that one word would
Please.
be outstanding. My
There it
sons
is.
told me about you, and
Outstanding.
they told me about how big Dad, my Baron.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, he's really big. I said, yeah, but what about else? He said, he's also a friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
But big stuff, Adin. So I just have to say outstanding to do what you've done at a
Damn.
young age. And I know how old you are. You're young. You're seriously young. My suit is older than you are.
How old your suit?
I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, let's see who we got next. We got.
Oh.
Patriot.
Patriot. All right. Joe Rogan. Oh boy.
Joe Rogan.
Interesting. He
Man.
really is. He's an amazing guy. He's a very interesting guy.
Let's see who we got next. Mr. White.
Oh, well, he's a fighter. I'll tell you, that guy, he fights. You wouldn't want to have him against you. A little bit true with all of these people that you show.
Elon's
There's a
next,
good one.
yeah.
Elon, a genius.
No,
truly a genius. I see the rockets come down with the.
I'm ready to see
engines.
like What
And
word
they
is he
tell
going to
me
use
the
for
Indians
Kamala Harris? Because you know it's coming up,
have
right?
no wings, no nothing.
You
That
know
was
it's coming
a
up.
couple of years ago. I said,
Right.
what is that? And I said, what was that all about? He says, well, we want to be able to save the engines, not that they go into the ocean and all. But he really is. He's a genius. He's also a very good person, Elon.
Let's see what we got next here. We got Kanye.
So he's very complicated. Let's say complicated. Because he's a really nice guy, but he can get himself into trouble, and he can get some other people. But he's got a good heart. He does.
Good
he
one.
Does. But he's complicated.
Oh, boy.
Kanye.
Crazy? Please say crazy. Please say crazy. He's going to say crazy, isn't he?
Fake, but in all fairness, look. But she knows it. She's got a thing going.
But she knows it.
It's a good thing. She's a good thing for her. But there's a certain something she's got. She's got a spark. That's pretty amazing, actually. She's got a good spark. So I'll change it. I'll say spark. She does have. She gets on. When she was running.
That's crazy.
She was running against a gentleman from Queens, and I asked his people, I said, are you careful? This guy was going to be Speaker of the House. It was going to be him, not Nancy Pelosi. And Joe, he is a good politician, a real pro.
Yeah.
Been around for a long time, many years in Congress. And I watched her on television one time. I saw a clip of her speaking, ranting, raving, going crazy. And I said, who's she running against?
Man.
She's running against Joe. I said, oh, does he know what's going on?
Man.
Oh, he's got no problem, sir. He's got no problem.
Well, at least
Is
he
doing
said
any
it.
debates? No, he doesn't have to bother with the debates. He's been there for years. I said, tell him I said that he should be careful. Because I saw her. And I said, she's Evita. I called her Evita. Maybe that's the best. Evita Peron, right? I said, she's Evita. She's in the streets screaming, shouting, going crazy, hugging people, hugging. Everybody's being hugged. I said, better be careful. And she took him out. So, I give her credit. But she's got a lot of sizzle. Well, there's a powerful man. He's a powerful man. I know him very well. I know him probably better than anybody in this country knows him. And got to know him extremely well. We had a great relationship until COVID. COVID was a step too far. But we did very well with China.
The implicated blame.
President
I
Xi.
love it.
We did very, very well with China. We
Oh,
took in
God.
hundreds of billions of dollars. No president took in 10 cents. I took in. And I exposed China. Look, I want China to do great.
The China virus.
They can't
Remember
take
that? Yep.
advantage of us like they were doing for years and years. We'd lose $500 billion a year in trade, all of that. But then COVID came in, and it really, I changed, but I will have a very good relationship with him. There's no
Oh, my God.
going to war with him. He doesn't want to go to war. We're not going to go to war. And we had a very good relationship, actually. He was right in this room. He came to this country, and he stayed here for a number of days, as you remember. And we had incredible meetings, a very famous meeting in the dining room, actually. But he loves his country, and he's very strong and very powerful and very interesting. But he really does love his country, I can tell you that.
Let's see who we got next on this list.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Gavin Newscomb. You spelled it? No, you spelled his last name?
Right.
He literally ruined California. Beautiful state. California is beautiful. He ruined it.
And when you watch him, he's always saying, "Oh, we're doing so great."
fuck.
Right, we're not
Right.
doing great. I mean, I have holdings in California, and
Oh, my
I
God.
own a golf course right on the ocean, right on the Pacific Ocean in Palos Verdes. So beautiful. It's a club. It's big, many acres, hundreds of acres. And
That's amazing.
It's fantastic, but
This is
California
crazy.
is so precious. One of the most beautiful places in the world in terms of weather,
For sure.
in terms of everything.
Trump is such a
And they're
free
just
content
destroying
farm.
it with crime. The crime
It's
is
insane,
out of control.
isn't it?
It's a very dangerous place. And he, I think it's a shame because I like him. I got along with him great. I helped him a lot with his fires. I kept saying, why don't you do something about the forest fires?
Yeah.
There's no reason to have that. There's
As
no
if he's just
management-
letting
no
it happen.
management control over the forests. I said, you have to
He's
do
lighting
things.
them himself.
But I got along with him great, but he has not done the job.
No.
He has not done the job.
Oh my
Sad.
God.
Got a few more. Let's see what we got next.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. He's turned very liberal, actually. They say he's the son of Fidel Castro.
I just fucking knew.
And could be. I mean, anything's possible in this world.
Oh my
you know?
God.
You're going to learn as you get
Bro,
older.
he just said that?
You've seen a lot already.
just
for your
said
age.
that.
Per age, I would say. Per year spent, you've seen as much as anybody.
Oh
but
my
Justin
God.
Trudeau is.
He actually just said
I
it.
get along with him very well, actually. But he seems to
Wow.
be going very progressive, and the people of Canada are not liking it. I mean, if they had a good conservative person, which
And
maybe
no,
they
I've
do,
seen
maybe
the
they don't, I
pictures.
don't know.
And
But, somebody that's a strong conservative would win in Canada. Canada is very unhappy about the way they've been treated as people.
it's
But I
interesting.
got along with them well.
Oh my.
Now, this man I really got along with well. We had Little
What?
Rocket Man. We had the red button. He said, I have a red button on my desk. And I said, no, I have a red button too. And mine's bigger than yours
It
and mine
works.
works.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh my
it was
God.
a really bad month and a half. You know, he was very, very tough on President Obama,
Yeah.
very tough on everybody. You know, it's the hermit nation, and it really is. I mean, it's. I said to him,
The hermit
You
nation.
know Elton John? No, no, no. I said, did you ever hear the song Rocket Man? And I actually played him the song Rocket Man. He said, no, I've never heard it. I said, you're Rocket Man. He said, no, you call me Little Rocket Man, not Rocket Man. But I tell you what, so we had a very nasty 2 months. People were actually worried about it because it could have been dangerous. But President Obama told me that this was the single
How is
biggest
this real?
threat to the United States was Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And
This is
one day
amazing.
I got a call from people that wanted to see me about him, and he wanted to meet. He did not want to meet with Obama, did not want to meet with anybody. Got tremendous nuclear capability. He does. And we've checked that closely, and he does. I got to know him very well, and I got along with him great. He's very smart. He's very strong. He's the absolute leader. You know, a lot of people say, oh, maybe he's not the leader. He's the absolute. When he's around, his people are standing up at attention. I've never seen.
I wonder
we were at
why.
a luncheon. They had 20 people on his side and 20 people on mine, you know, looking at each other.
Right.
In Singapore, we had a meeting in Singapore.
Yeah.
It's the biggest press conference I've ever had. There were thousands of paparazzi. I've never seen anything like it. I think people said they've never seen anything like it. I was walking in, he was walking in. We met in the middle, remember? And
Yeah, of
the
course.
place just went crazy. But we got along very well. He's very, very smart. And, you know, he's a real power. He's a real power. I think he's upset that I'm not there. Nothing would have happened with him. We would have gotten along with him fine. I was trying to get him to do, you know, his country is, you talk about location. I'm a real estate guy. He's right between, think of this, Russia, China, one side.
This is
and South Korea on
unbelievable.
the
I
other.
can't believe
I said,
this.
you have a great piece of real estate. You could make so
This is
much. You could
amazing.
have gorgeous things. I said to him, think about gorgeous condos going up on your shore.
Oh, my
He's got a
God.
lot of ocean. He's got ocean frontage on both sides, right? But I got along with him great. And we would have had no problem with him. Now he's getting very angry with us, and he's getting very angry with, I understand he doesn't like her. He doesn't know her, but he forms opinions, and he doesn't like her. And he thought that Biden was a stupid man, a very stupid man. He would say that, but I say the same thing, so at least we agree on something. But Biden is, they really have hurt our country. These people have hurt our country. Kim Jong-un was great for as long as he was there. As long as I was there was going to be no problem, that I can tell you. We met in
This
Singapore.
is insane.
I got to know him so well. And, you know, I always say that we have enemies from within, and we have enemies on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be considered, I guess, an enemy. I think he would be absolutely fine. China, the same thing. I always say if you have a smart president, you don't have a problem with the outside. But you still will have a problem with the inside because these people are sick.
That's
They're
the
sick.
swamp.
And the people from the inside, I mean, they're
Oh, my
willing to
God.
take down our country. It's incredible. When I look at guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, he's such a bad guy, such a liar with the Russia hoax. It was a total hoax. It went on for 2.5 years, and total exoneration, nothing to do with Russia. The opposite.
Man.
I was the worst thing that ever happened to Russia because I stopped the pipeline, the Russia pipeline.
Oh, my
It's
God.
called Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2. But, you know, it was just 2 years of this stuff, and actually putting our country in danger.
Professional
Because you
yapper.
put
He's
the country
good.
in danger with another country. They made up a hoax. It was made up by Hillary and Adam Shifty Schiff and some of these people
Shifty
about
Schiff.
Russia. And they did it actually as an
God.
excuse for her to lose the election.
Wow.
So they said, why did you lose? She was expected to win. She didn't win at all. Won all those states that people thought she was going to win. She didn't campaign hard enough. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. All I know is we'd have stadiums with 50, 70,000 people. She'd go and she'd have 150 people. And I used to say, why am I going to lose Michigan if I have 75,000 people and she has 100? Why am I going to lose? And I turned out to be right. We won states that hadn't been won by Republicans for decades. And it was an amazing thing. But getting along with these people is really, getting along with the foreign leaders, if you're smart, our country is safe. If you're stupid, and that's a problem. We have stupid people there now, and those people are very dangerous right now. Right now, you know, I'm hearing there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran of Israel. They're going to be attacked tonight. I'm telling you right now. I hear it just through the same waves. There's no top secret information or anything.
Right.
But I hear that Israel's going to be attacked tonight. If I were president, nobody would even be talking about that word because it wouldn't happen 100%. And it's so, but when you have Pelosi and
This
when
is
you have
crazy.
Schiff, you have all these people. I mean, when you have
Spoilers,
people like
yeah.
Schumer, you have all these people. These people are a danger to our country. And
Oh my
they get a
God.
guy like Biden in. He's just a vessel. He has no idea where the hell he is. He's their perfect vessel because he'll do anything that they want him to do.
Right.
So we really have dangerous people. They go after their political opponent, like me. I mean, me being especially. I mean, they've used law enforcement to go after me. They've come at me with everything. We just won the big case in Florida. You saw that. That was the big case. That was the biggest of the cases. And
I thought he got convicted like 3 or
we
4
won that
times.
conclusively. We had a brilliant and very fair judge. I mean, you know, if I have fair judges, I win every case. But they
Yeah.
put you in cases where the judges are totally corrupt.
Yep,
Where,
that's
like
right.
In New York, where
It's rigged.
the whole legal system is actually bringing
It's rigged.
down the state and bringing down the city because
Rigged.
the corruption's
Yep.
so bad.
Fake.
But we have to solve the problem from within. The problem on the outside, if you have somebody smart, you can handle it easily, actually. But the problem from within,
Aiden
we have
hasn't
people
spoken in
that
7
truly hate
minutes.
our country. We have to solve that problem.
Yeah.
I want to get this right with what I'm about to say because you had said something about crooked people, and you know I want to say
Crooked people.
I want to get this right. That's why I'm pulling out my phone. You know the same DA. You know Fannie Willis.
Right, Fannie Willis.
She treated you very unfairly.
She goes by the name of Fani, even though it's F-A-N-I. She wants it pronounced Fani. She's little French, little French accent, and her lover, Wade, right?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Wade.
Would you say she's very unfair?
Well, not only to me. There are many
Not
people.
only to
She
me.
wanted to indict a senator, a couple of senators, I understand, that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, there are many people, and this has taken place in Georgia.
Cooking
Georgia's
heat, yeah.
phenomenal. Georgia's a great. I love the people of Georgia. I've done great with the people of Georgia.
Yeah.
Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, but Georgia is so good, and she's destroying it. And the governor should do something about it because, look, these are innocent people. These are patriots. They complained about an unfair election,
Right.
and they want to put them in jail for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Hillary Clinton still complains. Stacey Abrams from Georgia constantly complains that she won the election. She said she won it twice, and she constantly complains about it. Nothing happens to her. We have 2 tiers of justice in our country, and, you know, they used that on me, and my numbers went up. And I
remember.
think I'm the first one that can say that. The numbers don't go up when that happens,
No.
but they have with me because I have a platform like being with you today.
course.
I can talk about how unfair it is. It's terrible. You complain about an election, they want to put you in jail.
Right.
It's not even thinkable. But they've weaponized government. This is Biden. The people that surround him, and
This retard's your potential leader?
Desk,
No,
resolute
he's not.
desk. It's incredible.
He's gonna win.
in the Oval Office.
It's not potential.
The
He's gonna
people
win.
that surround
100%.
the resolute desk, what they are, is a real danger to
no
our
potential
country.
there
I
at
will
all.
tell you that. I'm not even sure Biden has any idea what's going on.
Right.
He's perfect for them because they are running the country, and Biden doesn't have a clue. He just wants to go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
He should have never. He should have never been president.
Oh my
One second, I
God.
was just gonna switch this. So I know Fannie Willis has treated you very unfair. I have a friend who's currently being treated unfair by her. He's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
And I was just.
I heard that actually.
Yeah, I just was wondering if there's a way that we can make sure he gets treated fair. That's all.
So I've heard about him, and I heard he's being treated very unfairly by her.
Yeah.
And I would tell her she's got to treat these patriots that are being all
Free Young
they go after
Thug.
him. And I
Hey.
hear Young Thug is being treated. I heard the name.
Yeah.
I heard it from other people where they say he's being treated very unfairly.
Very unfair.
So he's got to be treated fairly.
Please. Thank you, Tom. So let's see who we got next on the couple. We got a couple more people left.
Okay.
Got some hopefully some good ones. Well,
So he
Oh, my
was
God.
very good with me because when they were doing the Russia hoax, they said I did something with him on a phone call, and basically I congratulated him on his winning the presidency.
Oh yeah.
And said some other things which turned out to be perfect, better than perfect. If he sees any corruption, please report it to the Attorney General of the United States, which we have an agreement with the country. We have actually a signed
If Putin is up there, I'm gonna lose it.
contract with them, a very important one, that because Ukraine has always been known as very corrupt. I don't know if you know that. It has been a very corrupt country. I think the people are great, but it's been very corrupt. And I said, if you find any corruption in the country, you should report it immediately to the Attorney General. I did say that.
Putin's coming up.
And it
He's
was a
got-
very
it's-
good thing
it-
to
I mean,
say.
he's
Turned out I
100%
was
in there.
100% right in saying it. So they made up a phone call, but fortunately, the phone was essentially taped. The call was essentially taped. I didn't know this, but a lot of times when you're talking foreign leaders, they have tapes or they have stenographers. And we had two professional, really great military stenographers. So every word. So when they said I did these things, I said, no, I didn't. And then I said, was that taped or did they have the stenographers? The answer was yes. And they got all the
word
way
he's gonna
down
use
the
is
line
Nazi? You think
to
so?
impeach me. They wanted to impeach me over
I
the
don't
phone
know.
call. A single phone call.
What if they had a
And
picture of Hitler?
I knew that I had him because I had the tape or the stenographers, everything perfect. Every word was said.
Oh God.
And then they did the impeachment. And just before that,
Yeah.
because I remember Nancy Pelosi was crazy, we can't impeach him. Look at what the phone call was. She saw the phone call.
yeah.
And then they decided,
Persuasive.
well, let's do
Yeah.
it anyway. Can you believe how bad these people are?
Horrible.
Let's do it anyway, because they had the phone call.
Yeah.
That's where Tim Scott, a great guy from a senator from South Carolina, he said, wait a minute, I've just read the phone call. That phone call was, he was the first one to speak up. Tim Scott of South Carolina. Then Republican senators spoke up. And they were great. I mean, there was great, of course, the only one was Mitt Romney, real stiff. And he couldn't get elected dog catcher right now. But and he actually voted. He actually only took a half a vote away, but everybody else voted for me, 100%
God.
unanimous with the Republicans. And it was fine.
Dog
But what they
catcher.
did was they made up a call. And then when they found
Just
out
like-
that I had it essentially on tape, they looked really bad.
Bro, think about how many people
And they
he's
had a
talk
decision
shit
to make.
about.
Do they pull it?
It's been
I
less
said,
than an
"Well,
hour.
We shouldn't be doing this, but let's go ahead with it anyway.
Just
I did
roasting
nothing wrong.
everybody.
So you have to be careful. So let me just say about him. So
Yeah.
when they called him and they asked him, did President Trump say anything that was inappropriate or wrong? He said, absolutely not. It was a very nice phone call. There was nothing unusual about it at all. And he could have grandstanded. He could have said, well, And he didn't say that. So I respect him. I think that I will be able to make a deal with him and
Bro, everyone's catching
Vladimir
strays.
Putin very
Yeah.
quickly.
It's great.
Even though it would have been a lot easier before this war started, and you wouldn't have 500,000 people, or maybe much more than that. I think you're going to find that the number of people dead is far greater than what they're saying. That's a really nasty thing going on over there.
Ooh.
But I think I will be able to get him and Putin together, and we'll get it ended. It would have never started if I were president. We had no chance of starting. I knew Putin very well,
Yeah.
know him very well. And it was the apple of his eye. Ukraine was the apple of his eye. He did love it. He did want it. But he knew he couldn't do it. He would not. He knew he could not do it. He would have never done it if I was president. And now when you look at all of the death and all of the destruction, even of their culture, because those cities are wiped to the ground. Most of the cities.
Horrible.
Outside of Kiev, most of those cities are wiped down to the ground. And it's so sad. And when those buildings come down, there are plenty of people in the, people think those buildings don't have people. They have a lot of people in those buildings that don't want to leave. And those buildings come down. They're big buildings, big, heavy buildings, and they come down. And the people are crushed. Instantly, they're crushed.
Horrible.
Missiles hit them. So I get it. But it could have been if the election weren't rigged.
It's probably the greatest interview.
If the election weren't rigged, we wouldn't have had Ukraine and Russia. We wouldn't have had the attack on Israel.
Remember that?
And Israel would right now not be fighting. There would be no problem. And
It's
we wouldn't
rigged.
have had that horrible embarrassment of Afghanistan where we gave them $85 billion worth of equipment and we lost 13 soldiers, many injured.
Come on,
many
I wanna
bad.
get to the
Nobody
other
talks
ones.
about the ones that don't have arms and legs and
This
their
is the
faces
perfect interview,
wiped
the
out.
best interview. Yeah.
But none of that would have happened, and inflation wouldn't have happened because inflation was all started by their stupid energy policy.
Yeah.
These people are incompetent, and I tell you what, I worry about the next 5 months, even after the election. They're there for 2 months after the election. I worry that bad things can happen in 5 months because these people that are there and they're running our country are grossly incompetent.
Gotcha.
Jesus.
I wanted to touch base real quick on the inflation thing. So, I know I saw you when you went to go speak in Nashville.
Yeah.
You talked about crypto. You said that crypto can help with that. You mentioned that it's somewhat like gold. Do you think that, when you get back in office, you would still fully support crypto? And, I just saw that the U.S. government, ever since you spoke about it, they're selling crypto. They're selling it. So what would you do if you were in office with crypto?
It's something they shouldn't be doing because they should be trying to build it. So if we don't do it, China's doing it, other places are doing it, and they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a very modern currency. It's a very modern form. And I know a lot of very good people that are really into that world and into that market. They're smart, they're good people, and they think it's going to be very beneficial. And remember this, though, it's very important. It's like AI. Do you love it? Do you not like it? If we don't do it, China's going to do it, or other people are going to do it.
You're right about that.
And
Yep,
we can't
true.
be left behind. And crypto is right in that sphere. And it is a form of
always say that.
currency. And again, China's already doing it. But if we don't do it, they're going to do it. AI is something that's really at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And there are pros and cons to everything. But China is trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And we've got to beat them to the punch.
I would love to see you and Elon, get together and talk about AI together. I think it's really, really important because, Elon with what he's doing, and then obviously you guys could really come together and maybe try to find some solutions for AI because it is getting out of hand. You see a bunch of fake stuff. It's really getting crazy.
It's, one thing about AI that's interesting is, and who would believe this, to really be at the top of it and to dominate, because China's very much into the artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Even the name is sort of a weird name because artificial intelligence sounds like, it's not really a very good name when you think about it. It's
No, it's
artificial.
not. Yeah.
It says like fake intelligence, right? But regardless, so you need massive amounts of electricity to be able to compete. Did you know that? Electricity.
Yeah.
And if you don't build twice the amount of electricity that the country currently has, now think of that number. You need more electricity than the country has for everything times 2. Now think. So nobody's going to be able to get that done but me. I'm the only one because you're going to have to build power plants at every plant. You're going to have a power plant for every plant. It's all electricity based. It's amazing. You need massive
I don't know if
amounts
this is
of
true or not. I
electricity.
have no idea.
In the meantime, they built 8 chargers in the Middle West for cars because we shouldn't have, obviously, all electric. They have this electric car mandate, and they don't go far. They cost a lot. They're going to be made in China. And under Biden, he wants everybody to drive an electric car. No more gas-propelled cars, no more hybrids, no more anything. Think of it, how crazy. And you can drive a car from here to Los Angeles on a tank of gas. Same thing with trucks. They want trucks to go electric. They'd have to make 6 stops to get to Los Angeles. With diesel, they don't have to make any stops, and they have left over. And the truck gets lighter as you go. One of the problems with that is the weight. The weight of the batteries is so heavy. It's 2.5 times heavier than a truck without, with diesel. And you would have to rebuild all of your bridges all throughout the country. And I asked the trucking industry supports me because of this. I mean, they
I don't
probably
know.
like me, but they support
I have
me
no
because of
idea.
this, because they're not going to have an industry. I said, when you explain that you're going to have to rebuild all of your bridges in the country, when you explain that to the government officials that come and harass you, don't they say, oh, I see, well, then it doesn't work. Just that one thing, it doesn't work. When you explain to them that you have to stop 6 times for 4 hours a stop, and you talk about a supply chain problem, right? But I said, when you explain that to people, just tell me, do they say, oh, then we can't really do it? Because, it makes sense. We can't do it.
Of course, yeah.
It's all right. You could have a child go into a meeting, and within 1 minute or 2 minutes, they would convince you that it doesn't work. Maybe sometime, but I think it's essentially never going to work. In my opinion, it'll never work because you're always going to have a weight problem. You're always going to have, it's never going to be the same kind of a thing where you can drive for 2 days without stopping. It's just not going to happen that way. And I said, what do they say when you go in and explain this? They don't care. They say, we don't care. We want you to go electric. And one gentleman, the biggest guy in the business, he said to me, all my life I've been buying trucks. For 50 years I've been buying trucks. And every year they got better, bigger, stronger, more beautiful. Every year for 50 years they became more efficient, more fuel efficient, better pollution control, everything. And if they make us do that, we'll go back 50 years, more than that. He said a truck 50 years ago would have been better than what they're making us use right now. And I say, when you explain that, do they do anything? They sit there, they look, and they say, we don't care. That's our mandate. You have to go all electric. These people are going to destroy our country. We can't let them do it.
Horrible, horrible. Mr. President, I know you're very busy. It's already 2:15. How much time would you say we have? Because I do want to give you this last gift.
Well, let's go do the last gift.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
So far, I like the gift you gave me.
Yeah, well, you're going to like this other one, too.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
1 second here. Whoops. I actually closed that out. Let me go full screen real quick. You go full screen on the OBS, and then you should have the live view, or the IRA.
You kill it. You kill it. It's great stuff. I don't know if I have enough time.
I wonder what it's going to be, bro.
So this next gift is outside.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Come on. Sounds good.
Oh my God, here we go. It's a Cybertruck? You think so? No way. Oh man.
How much?
Thank you very much.
Since day one.
Really, day one, huh?
Yes.
You love her.
She's your biggest
She's
fan.
doing good. She's a young woman.
Please get a picture with her. She's
Yes.
engaged.
Can I do that?
Yeah, of course.
Can I take? Come on,
Somebody
let's
take a
get.
picture.
I'll take it. I got you guys.
You stay right there. We're going to take a good one.
I'll take a great one.
Oh man.
I got some good ones.
Oh man.
I think so, right?
No, she does.
Huh? I'll bet she does.
Que tú no tienes el día
She's
uno.
probably tougher than I am. Have a good time, everybody. See you tonight.
Man.
Yeah. So what's your good side? What do you like walking on? What side do you like walking on?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you look good from both sides. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. X, come on outside with the truck.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, there he is.
By the way, do you like my buddy Felix's shirt?
I love that.
Felix, by the way, Mr. Trump.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, you got the grills on.
I like that. Hey, I know. That's what I noticed. I noticed the grill.
Oh, my God.
Nice to see you. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, well, you can already see the gift.
Yeah,
Here we
I can.
go.
Wow.
You can't miss it.
That's an Elon.
It is an Elon.
Wow.
No
Shout out to
way.
Mr. Moss.
No way.
Hey, that is beautiful.
Am I going to close the door really quick? Just I
Wait,
want to show them the
it's
wrap.
Trump with the grill. I just realized it.
Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible.
Holy
I think it's
shit.
Was it the front?
So you know what they did? AI. What Google did is they took, or they let it happen. See the Secret Service agents here?
Yeah.
They're angry in there. They put smiles on their face.
Right.
You heard about that?
Yeah, no.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, I know. But that's how
Oh
easy
my
it is to
God.
manipulate everything.
It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is. It's very scary. We need like a system where we can quickly fact check things and see if it's real and authentic.
Yeah, and right now they don't have that.
No, they don't.
Oh my fucking
So
God, bro.
I know we're not going to drive anywhere, but I was wondering if you wanted to like listen to like a song in here.
Let's go.
All right, cool. This is how you
He
open it up.
doesn't give a fuck, man.
It is incredible.
Yeah, it is. I'll get on the other side.
Different kind of a guy.
Oh my God. No, what is it gonna be? Is it gonna be many men?
Okay, Adin, so
Oh my God.
Where's the camera at?
Oh man, it's windy. It's windy.
I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going, whereas Biden and Harris have no idea what it means.
Trump is pro TikTok.
All it's going to do is be good for China the other way. It's not good. We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok. So all the people on TikTok, vote for Trump.
Vote for Trump. An amazing stream.
you. Thank
W's
you.
in the chat.
Thank you, man.
Any last words? Live stream. End the stream.
I just want to make sure you break your record. If you don't break your record, disappointed.
I think you broke it. Thank you, Mr. President. We can end that.
Great honor.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to be honest. Just a minute. Why ask call me? Hello? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Pa, for telling me that the stream was live and that Hassan was watching, so it would be fine for me to watch it.
Okay. You're welcome.
All right. Yo, I'll talk to you later. Yo, bye. See ya. Okay. It just keeps getting better, right? Yeah, that's crazy. No, because I didn't think it'd be all right. I didn't know Hassan was going to watch it. Like, that's the thing. I was worried, right? I was straight up worried. And so that's why I didn't watch it. I saw he was watching. It's like, okay, it's fine, right? That's what it was. No, he was right. Yeah, my dad was right. Yeah, so I'm going to be real. I actually think that Adin did an amazing job with the interview. I think he killed it. He did a great job, an insane job. It was really impressive. I think he should be proud of himself for it. He did an incredible job. And so, yeah, he absolutely did. Like, it was phenomenal. Yeah, I absolutely should be really proud of himself. Like, for Kick and all them setting this up, making this happen. Crazy, crazy success. Insane success. Yeah. Let me see. Can I get to watch the beginning of this? Because I want to be able to see the beginning of this, too. Because I didn't watch that. I didn't get to that part. How many views? It had over 1 million live views total. Yeah, it had over 1 million total live views. Careful you don't glaze too hard, you might hurt yourself. No, I think he did a good job. He did a straight up good job. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, yeah, absolutely. It's not glazing, it's a fact. Like, you guys know, like, I try to shoot it straight, you know? Oh my God. Let me see how I get this to work.
All right, everybody. So listen, we did it. We're finally, as you guys can see, it's the real.
How'd he even clap with them? I bet Kick probably set it up.
Mr. President is about to walk out, and when he's about to walk out,
yeah,
some cool walkout.
Yeah, Kick probably set it up, helped it happen.
Let's do it right now. Let's just do it right now.
Dana White, yeah.
On here, huh?
What's going on here? What's going on?
Well, today is going to be the most important stream I've ever done, first of all. And I want to say thank you for doing this, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get some good ratings today.
We're going to get some good ratings.
Uh-huh.
Everyone thought this was going to be fake today, but, we proved them wrong. So.
You're right in the living room of Mar-a-Lago, which I don't.
The mics are fucked up. Crazy fucked up. I got it turned all the way up, too.
We'll have a little fun today.
They're going to probably fix it in a minute.
Baron says hello. He's a great young guy, but he's a big fan of yours.
What's up, Baron? Yeah, Baron's awesome. He's a great kid.
So
Amazing.
Baron watches Adin Ross. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's very smart. I'll tell you that. I do want to first off, say this. Everyone in the chat, everyone in this room, everyone loves you, and I just want to say you're a true hero for this country, and I really appreciate you. And
It is crazy the fact that like he would show up to some shit like this. It is.
Happy now that I'm doing it. give me a. That's great.
do you know what live streaming is on these platforms?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less. It's the new wave.
It's the new wave. It's the new wave. I'm gonna explain it to you, all right? So I'm gonna show you this chat right now. Let me show you this. So this is the live chat. Right. So you already broke the website in 5 minutes.
Oh really?
Yeah, you broke it. The chat wasn't working, but we ended up fixing it. It's just
Man.
slow. Everyone in the chat say hello. You guys can
Give him what
hi
times.
in
No,
the
no,
chat.
it's actually smart for Trump to do this. Like, because the thing is that there's a lot of young people that probably have like a negative impression of Trump, and I think that's like the main people that don't like him. And so if he can just go on streams and go on and just, because to be honest, like he came off pretty likable with this. He did. He had good answers. Like, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think he had really good answers for shit. It was impressive. Like, I was surprised.
I mean, it's good. W means win. Yeah.
W means win.
They're putting W.
Now
and
he
stuff.
knows.
W Trump. All right. So, yeah, everyone is just super thrilled.
You're gonna have big ratings today. I can see it.
Yeah, I want to break 1 million. I think we could do it.
Is it awareness of an 80-year-old to realize this is not common?
Oh, I'm
No,
excited.
he's not 80. He's only 78,
Elon
guys.
actually already.
He only
commented
78.
On, the X post that I went live already.
Elon is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great.
The W president.
Person. Little imagination he's got, doesn't he?
yeah.
Rockets and tunnels and
Yeah.
Man.
everything. He's
Aiden achieved what the whole Republican Party couldn't do.
So,
Humanizing
let's get
Trump,
started
bring out the
today.
bright
Let's have
side out
some
of him.
fun.
Let's go.
We'll touch base on some topics.
Maybe.
And then we'll do some fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool? Let's have a good time. All right, well, the first thing is, the reason why, I really wanted to make this stream happen is because there's a lot of people that are first-time voters watching today.
Yep.
And I want to make it very clear to everybody that you're a human being, you're a great human being. I want you to basically talk in this camera, talk to them and explain why it's very important as a first-time voter to go out and vote and why they should vote for you.
I'd love to do that, and I love having a young audience. This is young. I think you have some oldsters, too, because I also know some oldsters.
I'm going to go ahead and just do this real quick.
It's about the American dream. Right now, you don't have the American dream. We have a country that's not respected, a country that's being laughed at, a country that just a little while ago.
Sorry about the audio, guys. It's on their side.
Explosion in a negative way as opposed to a positive way.
Yeah.
And that's been happening for quite a while. It's been simmering and really happening for quite a while. And we're going to make this country so strong and so great. And when you're ready for your job, you're going to get a great job, so
I know.
you can make the kind of money this guy's making, maybe even more if that's possible. Right?
I'm trying to get like you, boss.
But you'll love your life and you'll be successful. And at a young age, it's really wonderful to think about the American dream. And with Kamala and Joe, I took him out. We had a debate, and the debate didn't go so well for him. And they sort of, what they did, it was really a coup of somebody. He had 14 million votes. He had it, and all of a sudden they went to him and they said, "We don't want you running anymore." And it's sort of like a prize fight from my standpoint. Here, you're focused on this one man,
right,
and all of a sudden you're fighting somebody else. But she's actually worse than he is, and you're starting to see that. I think people are going to see that. It's going to be very evident. So go out. We want the American dream. We're going to give you the American dream, and you're going to be real happy. Thank you.
People make a big deal about the gifts being illegal. Is that a thing?
Really fully into politics, but
let's be real. Nothing's going to happen.
I do want to make this very clear as well. Now it's on my mind.
Like whether it's illegal or not, nothing's going to happen.
I went to high school in California. Okay,
it's in Florida.
And,
DeSantis is just going to be like, nope.
The teachers,
even if something tries to happen,
this is your
nobody
first
cares.
term. They were telling me how horrible
I'm just being honest.
you are and all these things, and the teachers, you're not supposed to do that. It's inappropriate to have teachers, discuss politics in school. But it's becoming really normal for a lot of teachers and you're a kid. When you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge.
That's true.
So I want to know what your thoughts on that. Kind of the corruption in the school system in a way. They're teaching some pretty bad stuff in there.
Teaching kids,
It's been
they're teaching
brainwashed.
kids to how to be gay.
Even the
That's
teachers
right.
have been brainwashed. They've learned from
Yep.
a long time. This is long before me. This liberal way, or now they call it progressive. They don't like the term liberal. You're not allowed to use that.
Make all the kids gay, bro. Like,
But
yep.
this liberal way that they have, and it's a bad thing for the country. We want to have borders. We want to have low taxes. We want to have great schools, really, great schools, so you can go and learn and be successful and have a wonderful life and all of that. But we want to have a good military so we can protect ourselves,
Of course.
from some bad players. You got some bad players out there. And, it's interesting. During my 4 years, we had no war. Other than we had nothing. Everybody was afraid we were going to have wars. And just the opposite. North Korea, I remember Barack Obama was telling me, the biggest problem we have is North Korea. I didn't have a problem with North Korea.
No.
Big nuclear presence. I didn't have a problem. The only war we had was already started long ago. And that
One
was
time Trump said that he wanted to talk Kim Jong-un off a cliff, and he just wanted him to chill out and to go and watch a baseball game. Just chill out with the nukes, man. He did, yeah. Holy
ISIS,
fuck.
and I defeated them in a
Just calm
very
down.
short amount of time.
I remember.
Very quickly. And we had no wars under
Oh,
the Trump
God.
administration. And that's a great thing. That's a really great thing. It was, I think, 82 years since that's happened. And we won't have wars again, but we could have a war before we even get there. That's the problem. We have a number of months. We have 4 months, and the election's starting very soon. And I guess 5 months before you actually get in. And a lot of damage can be done in 5 months by incompetent people. And we have very incompetent people right now. And I'm not saying that out of happiness. I'm saying that out of sadness.
Audio problem got me noise
Our
suppression?
country's in
I don't know.
tremendous danger. Not only
it's
of
broken.
stock
That's what I
market
know.
crashes or depressions or whatever it may be. It's a tremendous military danger. We have Israel's blowing up. The Middle East is blowing up. Russia's going wild with Ukraine. And things are out of control, and we have nobody that knows how to talk. We have nobody that knows. I was watching when Russia was thinking about going in, and they never would have done it with me. They never, and they didn't. But they never, after I got in, they started loading up the border. I thought he was doing it for negotiation purposes. And Biden said all of the wrong things, everything wrong. And ultimately they attacked, and they wouldn't have done that if I were president. So we got to get back in and get it straightened out. We'll
Definitely.
get that one worked out.
100%.
A lot of people dying.
Yeah, it's a lot of innocent
That
lives
was about
being lost.
schools?
You
Like,
had
wait, what?
mentioned, the stock market crashing. I don't know if you obviously, I saw the post you made on your app Truth. What I just saw yesterday and the day before, I'm in crypto and I'm in
Right.
stocks myself.
Right.
And I couldn't believe what's going on. You have Japan, you have everybody just falling. And I want to ask you, how do we basically get it back up and flowing and back up and running? And, and what's causing this?
Well, right now you have no confidence. You have somebody that now is taking over from Biden because he just wants to stay in bed all day. He can't get up. He wants to stay in bed. It was a fraud. They tried to tell people he was
Just sitting
competent.
in
He
bed
knew what
all
he was
day?
doing. And in the debate, he was adjudged to be not so good.
Yeah.
But you can go back 4 years, too. He campaigned from his basement. He didn't campaign. I said, where is this guy?
COVID,
During
yeah.
COVID. They used COVID as an excuse not to let him talk.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a fraud, and everybody knew it, and they knew it strongly. And we're going to get it going again. We have to get it going again.
That's when they fix this shit?
They put us in a very bad position. The worst thing is we have probably, I think, Aiden, 20 million people came into our country with open borders, and many come from prisons. And you can be a liberal, and your people can be, but coming from some of the meanest prisons all over the world, not just South America, from all over the world, from the Congo and Africa, they come from all over the world, they're coming, and they're releasing their prisoners into the United States. Now, you can be a liberal guy, you can be progressive as anybody in the world, and you can't think that's a positive thing. No. They're coming out of mental institutions. They're pouring into the United States, and they're hurting and damaging our country, and they're killing our people. And the crime rate with what you're talking about and what we're talking about.
Nothing to do with the question?
all
I don't
migrant
remember what
crime.
the question
It's a
even
new
was.
form of crime. And it's a very violent crime.
I have no idea.
And it's going to take on proportions the likes of which this country has never seen before. And remember, these people are just getting accustomed. These
The
are
stock
people
market,
coming
yeah.
out of mental institutions, prisons and jails, and many terrorists. We're having record numbers of terrorists coming in. So I'm talking, I assume, mostly to a young audience, but a young audience, no matter where they're coming from, they can't be happy about this.
No, they can't. Jobs are being taken, a lot of crime. So President Trump, what do we do to fix that issue? What if I happen to be born in another country and I want to come the right way? How would that work?
Well, that's what we want. We want people to come in, but they have to come in through a system, through a legal system. And one of the things that's unfair is we have hundreds of thousands of people that have applied to come in, and this administration doesn't talk to them.
Right.
But if they walk through the southern border, they have no problem getting in. I don't even know why they're doing this, but some people are waiting 10 years to come in, and they've studied. They learned all about the United States, about our Constitution, about everything, and they're not being let in. And we're allowing people to come in from really rough places, really bad places. And they come in through caravans, and these caravans have 10, 20, 30,000 people. And they're pouring through Mexico.
That's crazy.
And Mexico was great when I was there. They were helping us. I had stay in Mexico. You can imagine what that is. That means you have to stay in Mexico. You can't come into this country until we approve you. They gave it up. Now they just walk right in. Wow. They had catch and release. We had catch and release. You catch a criminal and you release them into our country. I said, no. We catch a criminal and we release him
I thought that
into
was
Mexico.
for fish.
I think you feel better about that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's one of those things. There's so many things. They are so bad. It's like amateur night. It's either amateur night or they want to destroy our country.
Right.
Oh.
What do you think about what's going on in Venezuela? The whole situation now.
Ooh, that's
there.
a good question.
Well, I know it very well. And Venezuela is right now being run by a dictator. We're
Maduro.
Enemies with Venezuela. Venezuela was going to collapse, and people could have gone back to Venezuela. They're in our country now. They've released tremendous numbers of criminals into our country. If you look at Caracas, it was known for being a very dangerous city, and now it's very safe. In fact, the next interview we'll do it in Caracas, Venezuela, because it's safer than many of our cities after they've released their criminals into all of our cities.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding.
I know.
The reason I have to say that, because the fake news media knows that too, but they'll say, he suggested they go to Venezuela. They are so bad, it's hard to believe. But anyway, so Venezuela, their crime is down 70%.
Bro, did Trump leak it?
Because they've taken their criminal elements, which are large.
Trump might have leaked it, man.
It was a very dangerous place, especially Caracas and the different cities. And they've moved them into the United States of America. I know you're very happy. I know that your mother and father must be thrilled when they hear that.
Yeah.
Who happen to be here, I believe.
They are. They're right over there. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Are you thrilled with what they're doing? I don't think so. No. I don't think they're thrilled. I don't think so. So their crime rate is down 72%.
Right.
Because they're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're murderers, they're rapists. Everything's being moved into the United States. And soon they will have moved all of their criminals into the U.S. They won't have crime. So that's why I say we'll go to Venezuela for our next interview. Okay. It's a very serious problem. I mean, honestly, what they're doing to this country, they're destroying our country, Adin. They're destroying stupid people. He's not a smart man. He wasn't smart 35 years ago. He wasn't smart 20 years ago. And now he's really not smart. And you saw that from the debate. I mean, he's really gone down the tubes. And she couldn't even pass her law exam. She couldn't pass her bar exam.
Oh, bro.
And I'm not saying that because I know other people didn't pass their bar exam, but she thought she'd never be able to pass it. And this is who we have running our country. It's a shame. She's ultra-left, ultra-radical. I just see where 99 vicious terrorists, when she was, I guess, Attorney General, because she was Attorney General in California, she destroyed California. Her policies have destroyed California. Her policy.
My understanding, I think, didn't she fail it the first time she took it? She maybe retook it or something like that? I don't know. Like, that's kind of what I assumed whenever he said that.
When she was the district attorney, have destroyed San Francisco. San Francisco was the best city in our country 20 years ago. And now it's, not even, frankly, it's not even livable.
Why are you speculating?
We have to
You
bring
no
our
idea?
cities
Everybody
back.
speculates.
We have to focus on bringing our cities
speculate
back.
on everything.
It's actually really sad. I lived in California for a long time. Even Los Angeles.
Get mad.
It's not safe.
I'll keep doing it.
It's not safe. Everyone I know that lives in multi-million-dollar homes that do what I do, content, they're getting robbed. They're getting robbed. The police don't really, they're not active out there as they are in some other states, and it's really sad. And I agree. I saw a video in San Francisco where people just walk into a Louis Vuitton and an Apple store and just loot, and leave like nothing ever happened. It's crazy.
They loot, and not only that, they have like $1,000 or $1,500 where she started,
like
where
that
she won't even
misdemeanor.
prosecute if it's less than $1,500.
Wow.
So you see these people go in with like calculators, and they're adding the stuff that they're stealing
Oh my God.
because they won't be prosecuted. So that if they get nabbed, they say, no, it's less than whatever it is, $1,000.
Right.
And she started the concept of that, and it's now spreading. Our country, we need strong leadership. We didn't have stuff like this. You know, when you look at what's happened to this country, and you look at other countries, crime rates all over the world are down. You know why? Because they're all dumping their bad people, their prisoners, and all of the people that are bad. They're not only the people on the streets, the people that are in jails. You know what they save by doing that? But they're dumping their prisoners and their criminal elements. They're dumping them into the
joking?
United States.
No,
of
he's not
America.
joking.
And our crime is going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
It's going to go through the roof. And, you know, if we win, and I hope we win, we should win.
Actually, factually,
we
crime's
seem
way
to be
down.
winning, and, you know, you can't even imagine that anybody would want these. This has nothing to do
Trump
with me.
just said
Who
it
would want these
wasn't
people?
down. He said it's up.
But can you imagine? They're just getting comfortable
He just
now.
said it was up, man.
And they're criminals. So they're sort of
What do you
laying
mean?
low a little bit now because they're not comfortable. But soon they'll be comfortable. And
Yeah,
they'll
he
find
legit
that our
just said it.
police they're great.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to do their job. They're not allowed to be strong. And they could do their job if they were let. But if they do their job, they have their pension knocked out. They have their car taken away, their family taken away, their house taken away. Everything's taken away, and they lose their job. It's a very rough thing being a policeman today, I'll tell you. But they could do the job. We're going to have to let them do their job. We have a crime-infested nation. We're a drug-addicted nation, and we're a crime-infested nation. Other than that, we're doing quite well.
Yeah. I want to move topics a little bit here. You know, I saw, I'm unfamiliar with exactly what it was called. You were speaking on stage with 3 other women, and you just got ambushed. They were late, and not a hi, hello, how are you?
Oh my
Just
God.
straight into it, just straight trying to rip you apart.
remember this.
And I think you handled it
Yeah.
pretty well, but I wanted to ask you a question,
Yeah.
like, why
I
do you
remember
think
this.
like they just straight up do that for you, but then they're going to ask the other side, oh, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's right. Well, I did this as a favor, and this was the black journalists. The room had maybe 2,000. They said 2,000. It looked more like 1,000 to me, but whatever it was packed.
Yeah.
And I did it because I thought it was a good thing to do. And they had a journalist, I didn't know who she was, but she was nasty. She was
I actually think like my POV is like I think that the interview that he did with them, like it really helped him a lot. I think that it won over a lot of people because like he was like super direct and like, you know, they were trying to confront him and like corner him on shit. And I do think it won over a lot of people. Because, like, you know, there's a lot of people that talk different, right? How, like, Kamala Harris is, like, the different accents for different places, shit like that. Trump doesn't really do that, and he just came out there and he was talking about, like, the black jobs and shit like that. And, like, you would assume that he'd probably try to talk around that, and he didn't. And I do feel like this is kind of what I said yesterday about how, like, tenacity and strength is respected regardless of what the strength and tenacity is being displayed as, right? Like, people respect that a lot. He sucked at the interview. It doesn't matter. Like the fact that like he showed up and Kamala Harris didn't show up, I think that's huge. Like, yeah, it's huge. It's big in a way that maybe you think it shouldn't be. I think that's fair to say it shouldn't be like that. That's okay. But it is. It is like that. And I think it won over a lot of people because it actually is.
a terrible person. And I walk in, and instead of saying, hello, thank you very much for doing this, they also said, Kamala's going to do it. But then Kamala said, she wants to do it because she can't talk to people. She can't answer questions. She hasn't done one interview. You know, she's not doing any interviews.
Yeah.
Because if she did one interview where a hard question's asked, she's incapable of answering it. But I walk in, and this woman starts talking about, she talked about, let's get rid of the elephant in the room. And she starts talking about racism and everything. I said, you didn't even say hello to me. And I'm doing them a favor by doing this. I'm doing this out of respect to the black community. And we're getting record numbers, as you know, in the black community. And she came across, you know, she's with ABC Fake News, which is one of the worst. ABC is one of the worst.
Right.
And she is horrible. So she was very nasty. Harris Faulkner was there. She was excellent. The other person I didn't know, she was okay. I wouldn't say she was great, but she was okay. But I did it, and it was quite a sensation. Actually, a lot of people think it was well handled. The woman was so rude.
So rude.
That, you know, it's hard to believe. You can walk into a thing, and I do them a favor, and I do this. Most people said, why are you doing it? I feel I have an obligation to do it. I want to look you become the president for all of the people,
Right.
not for a certain segment.
Correct.
Not even for just my, you know, they talk about my base. It's a very big base. But you become president for all of the people. So I feel you have an obligation to do that. Now,
Man.
she's not doing anything.
About
she's
that?
not doing any interviews because I don't believe she's capable. She starts, I don't know, she's strange. The whole thing is strange. Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yeah. I spoke to your son, Don Jr., when I met you in Doral.
Right.
I spoke to Don Jr. a little bit. He said, man, I feel for the young generation. You guys are, look at this. Like, look what's going on here. Like, it's like you need these next 4 years. If not, he's like, I don't know how well the country's going to do after these 4 years.
I don't think it survives. I really don't.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to have 20 million people in by the time this election takes place. 20 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Many of those people are people that you should not have, and we're all for everything. You know, all men are created equal, as the expression goes. Right?
Of course.
And now today they say all men and women are
Yeah.
created equal. When
Yeah.
they wrote that, it was a slightly different time. Today, that alone is a politically incorrect
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah, it is.
So all men
It
and women
is.
are created equal, everything. But the fact is, when you're dumping
God.
all of these criminals and all of these drug dealers, all of these people into our country,
Just
you're
talk
really
shit, he
hurting our
does.
country badly. And it has to be, we have to take very strong measures.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Moving to the next. Oh,
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know they were allowed to applaud. That's
yeah, they're allowed to applaud. You guys can keep applauding.
all right. That's common sense, right? You know, it is about common sense. I mentioned that term because whether you're conservative, liberal, it's all about common sense.
It is.
You want to have good education. You want to have borders. You want to have
Aiden's doing
low
so
interest
well.
rates, be able to
No,
buy a
I
house.
think he
You
really
wanna-
did a
you know,
great
so
job.
many
Of course.
different
He did.
things. But you got to have common sense, and we're run by people. And, you know, just a little thing, when I started campaigning almost like 8 years ago, I talked about Merry Christmas. We should have Merry Christmas again. Let's bring back Merry Christmas. You weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas. I got it back.
It's a nice crowd, huh?
Even if you're Jewish, they like to say Merry Christmas. Every one of my Jewish friends say, we love Merry Christmas.
I'm Jewish. I love Merry
Good,
Christmas.
and
too.
you know, Kamala doesn't. Kamala,
She doesn't like
no,
it?
She doesn't want you to use Merry Christmas.
Wow.
She thinks it's insulting to use Merry Christmas. So we'll have to work on her.
I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking of, you said something about common sense. Someone who has no common sense, Joe Biden. Do you think he was pushed out, or do you think he made the decision to step down?
No, he was.
That's crazy to just ask like that. Holy fuck. Speaking of no common sense, let's talk about Joe Biden.
Not only pushed out, it was a
Jesus.
coup. I'm telling you. They
It's a
went in
Russian-
to see
yeah.
him. He did badly. The debate was a disaster.
It was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
was
if I
cooked
was
after
brilliant
that.
or if he was horrible. Maybe it was a combination of both.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know one thing. They were saying after I left, they said, you know, that was one of the greatest debate performances we've ever seen. And then 2 days later, they just said he was terrible. You know,
Right.
they never gave. They
Right.
took away the great debate performance stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, but no,
Well, do you
I mean,
stand
I
on
did
Merry
fine,
Christmas?
and he
I like
he
Christmas.
is.
It's great.
He shouldn't have. Look, he's done tremendous damage to our country. He was a terrible president. He was the worst president we've ever had. She's, by the
The
way,
worst
considered
one.
the most unpopular vice president we've ever had. But she's a
Wow.
horrible. She's worse than he is.
Wow.
I actually think he's smarter than her,
Jeez.
and I think he's a really not smart person. But I think he's smarter than she is.
That
But
says a
she
lot.
was convenient. She was there. They have better people. I mean, they have much better people. In fact, all of the people that she's looking at are considered
Oh,
much
my
better than her.
God.
These were people that were thinking about running. They would have run, except that they didn't want to go through this roadblock with her. And, you know, because you're the vice president. So they wanted to go pick him. And I think virtually every one of them is considered better, smarter, would be a better president than her. But We can't allow her to be president. She's going to destroy our country.
There it is.
Ruin it. I mean, already it's ridiculous what she's saying.
And by the way, the youth is so important because youth tends to be Democrat, and as they get older, they become Republican. That's what's happening. We can't wait 50 years. We can't. Make the move now. All of you young people, and he's got a lot of them. All I know is my kids say, Dad, you have no idea how big this interview is. I said, don't tell me that. But make the move now. Don't wait 50 years. Our country doesn't have 50 years.
Damn. You know, that's crazy.
Trump is going to convert the W community to Republicans like this. I don't know. That's nuts, man. Oh my God.
Crazy to think about. I want to ask you a question. She did a rally recently. She had a rapper speak, and then she had a rapper twerk at a rally. A rapper was twerking at a rally.
Yeah.
I
want to know your thoughts on that. You know, it's crazy to me to think that there could be twerking at a rally.
Well, what Hillary did is she would go out and get Bruce Springsteen. He'd get much smaller crowds than I got, to be honest. And he had a guitar, right? I don't have a guitar. But he would fill up a place, and then he'd finish, and they'd all leave, and she'd be speaking. So now Kamala's doing the same thing, because nobody wants to go watch her. Nobody.
No.
I mean, she speaks for like a short. Nobody's going to want to watch her, and nobody does want to watch. Now, at least there's a little bit of curiosity, but there's no value really in going and watching her. So what she did is she's gotten a couple of rappers, and they fill up the place. But what she does is a little bit different. She has them go last. That's smart. I give.
That's smart.
So
yeah.
in other words, they want her
right.
to finish her speech, get the hell off the stage, and then they can listen to the
The
rap.
performance starts.
No, it's pretty.
It's kind of smart.
Hillary didn't. No, I give her credit.
Yeah, give it to her a little bit.
Hillary never figured that out. She'd get some star, and the star would fill up.
And the thing is, though, like Trump, you got to understand, like this dude. It's basically like if you were to make, like, how do you make the most entertaining president possible? It would be Trump. The dude was in television for 50 years. He was in real estate. And he was in television for being in real estate and being an asshole in real estate. And he's right. That's the way that you run a show.
Place, and then the star would leave. They would leave. Everybody would leave. And she's talking to an empty stadium. Anyway, this is a little better idea.
Yeah. I want to move on to the fun stuff now. I think we've definitely talked on some ideas and policies, excuse me. But I want to go to fun stuff because you are a fun guy. You know, I've heard a lot from a lot of people how cool you are, especially Dana. Shout out to Dana. I know you're watching.
Dana.
Yeah, he's the
There's
greatest.
nobody like him. I always say everybody can be replaced except Dana. Because this guy travels the world looking for fighters, okay? Get me fighters. He doesn't care where from countries nobody ever heard of. And that's where he finds the best fighters. Now, he cannot be replaced. He's truly great at what he does.
This is a fever dream.
I know you're a UFC fan, right?
I am.
Who are, like, your favorite fighters?
Well, I think Khabib, how good is Khabib? Do you know who Khabib is?
Of course I know who Khabib is.
Khabib was 29, 28 and 0. And then his father died and he stopped. But I think he never lost. I don't think he ever lost a round. Like, he fought many times.
To be fair, that's a good fucking answer. Holy shit.
He never lost like a round.
He lost one?
And I thought he was I got to meet him at a fight 2 fights ago because I walk in with Dana. Sometimes I do this walk in, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where I first met you.
Yeah, that's right. Come to that.
Yeah.
If I didn't get any applause, you wouldn't want me on this show.
There was this one time that it was like Donald Trump, Dana White, Kid Rock, and somebody else. And somebody said it was the Redneck Avengers, and I lost my fucking mind. I did. I was like, are you kidding me? It was Tucker Carlson. Yeah, it's another one, right?
Forget him. No, we get big applause. We walk in together.
It's crazy. You shut it down.
No, I met Khabib, though, and he was very, he came to me and he said, you're the man that can stop the war, because he's talking about the war with Ukraine, Russia.
Of course.
Because he knows they're his people, on both sides, right? There's so many people dying in that war, and the whole culture is being destroyed. The cities are coming down, they're just pouring bombs in, and it was amazing. We weren't talking about fighting, we were talking about a different kind of fighting, a much worse kind of fighting, and he was very concerned about that whole thing, that war. He said, you can get it stopped, and I can get it stopped. I will have that stopped before I assume office. I will. If I win the election, the first thing I'm going to do
Oh my God.
is get Putin and get Zelensky, I know them both very well, and get them to make a deal, because it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
It is. And that's. It's like your rallies, the crowd, huh?
I know. I like this crowd. I think it's good. I like you people. You know what they are, though? They're people that want to see the country do well.
That's it.
It's people that just...
We saw that. Is it repeating? I think it is.
They don't want to see crime.
Right.
They don't want to be mugged, because they're selfish in that respect. They prefer not being mugged, right?
Smart.
But they don't want other people to be mugged, beaten up, shot, and killed.
We'll call-
In
okay.
Chicago,
I'll be right back.
on July 4th weekend, they had 117 people shot. Think of this. You live there. 117 people were shot, 17 died. This is in one weekend, July 4th weekend.
Wow.
I mean, nobody wants that. If you're living in Chicago, you have a good chance of, something bad happening. When you're going to go buy a loaf of bread, and something really bad could happen. So we don't want to, and they don't want that. The people behind me, who I just met briefly, they're great, but they're like other people. People don't want crime. They don't want to go to wars. They want to be able to make money. They want to be able to have a good life. They want a great education, all the things that you want, just the basic things. And we don't have that now.
It's really sad, honestly. And I know.
Think of this, Israel. You're Jewish. Are you a fan of Israel?
Yeah.
It would have never happened. October 7th would have never happened if I was president. And everybody admits it. Iran was broke. They had no money. I wouldn't let anybody buy oil from Iran. As soon as Biden comes in, he didn't have a clue. He let everything happen. But Iran was totally broke. They had no money. And I wouldn't let them nobody. China, I said, you buy oil from Iran and you can't do business in the United States. They said, we'll pass. I mean, that's fine. But I did that with everybody. And we would have had a deal, 100% we would have had a deal, and there would have been no attack. There was no money left. Iran had no money. We would have made a deal. We would have made a fair deal for them. I would have loved to have made a fair deal. I'm not looking to, I just want them, they can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. You cannot
I remember this. So I'm going to give my thoughts about the whole situation, about what I think about the interview and everything. Now that I've seen the whole thing, I think Adin absolutely fucking killed it. I think he did so well. He did way better than what I had expected. I was actually concerned that it would be a clown show and like super cringe and stupid, but he really stepped up and he did a great job. He really did a great job. It was great. Yeah, it was really impressive. And I was impressed. Because I've watched Adin for like years, right? And he's done a bunch of goofy, stupid shit, right, over the years. And so I didn't know what to expect going into this. Way better than what I had expected. Way, way better. Imagine like Trump. It's not about like liking Trump or not. Like I'm saying, like it was good. I think it's really big for Kick too that this all happened on Kick. Obviously, that's a massive big deal. 100%. So yeah, what do you think of the Juicers cameo? I thought that shit was funny, man. Yeah. I was surprised, very impressed. Yeah, absolutely. It's very good for Adin. He's a great, like I think that more than anything, Adin is a great networker. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen anybody who networks better than Adin. Like, he's talking to people, meeting people, like, getting involved with other people. Like, he's so good at it. He is the best. And so, yeah, it's about liking Trump, don't lie. Well, no, what I'm saying is, like, it definitely is absolutely, like, did this interview make Trump look good or not? I think it absolutely made Trump look good. 100%. Yeah, 100%. It definitely was an overall positive. Like, there's nothing that was, like, cringe or bad or stupid or anything like that. So, yeah. And cry Trump haters? No, it's not about, like, whether you... The thing is, like... You shouldn't have gone into this thinking that Adin Ross was going to press Trump on anything. Like, you shouldn't have expected that to happen. Like, obviously that wasn't going to happen. Now, would there be things I would want people to ask about? Yeah, absolutely, right? 100%. But yeah, Trump didn't give off any bad body language, like he was having a bad time or didn't want to be there. Yeah, exactly. Very natural interview. Nothing felt forced. Yeah, exactly. I think him defending TikTok could be big. Yeah, and I think Trump's right, by the way, with TikTok. Like, he's right about that. And so, like, yeah, Adin said himself, everything he asked was pre-approved. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, if you think about it, right? If you were Trump's campaign, would you want it to be pre-approved from Adin Ross? Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely. 100%. So, yeah, I definitely think it was pre-approved. I absolutely would have. Do you see a Cybertruck? Yeah, I did. I saw that. That was fucking funny. Where is that? Yeah, right. Well, where is it? Oh, fuck. Yep, there we go. Oh, my God, man. This is nuts. It's funny how they want to ban TikTok at the same time Joe Biden has a TikTok account. Yeah, but that's just what I think. XQC cameo? Yeah, it would have been cool if X was more involved, but, like, I think that, honestly, it was just, like, Aiden's thing that he's doing. He was just there, and so, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. What's this here? Somebody's talking shit. Not everybody who voted for Trump is racist, but every racist votes for Trump. Prove me wrong. Okay, for sure, man. Anyway, so, like, and yeah, I think that the stream went real well. Like, the Rolex thing, everything like that was funny. Everything was great, man. X looks so out of place. Yeah, he should have worn a suit or something like that for it. But, like, that's, you know, I don't know what's going on with him or what's I have no idea, right? So yeah, the shirt was funny though. The shirt was fucking. I mean, if you told me 4 years ago this shit was gonna happen, well, to be fair, I would be like, yeah, I could see it. I probably could have seen it 4 years ago. Absolutely, yeah, of course, some stupid shit like this could happen. But it's still funny. It's still real fucking funny that XQC met Trump wearing a big oversized t-shirt of Trump wearing a fucking grill. That's insane, bro. God damn. Oh my God. Let me see. I'll read some of this. Now we just need to get flat earthers. Thank you for sharing the stream. Yeah, no, I mean, there it is. And 8 years ago, I would have bet my house on this not happening. A lot of people didn't think Trump was going to win. Like, that was the thing. Most people thought he wasn't going to win back in the day. In 2016, he did. I remember whenever he won, I took a screenshot of it on my phone because I said, there's no fucking way this shit happened. And it did. Does the white MAGA hat have some kind of meaning? No, I think it's just different colors of hats, man. There's nothing crazy. Trump got the juicers vote? Yeah, no, I actually think Trump, like, doing content like this with, like, other, like, just random people, right? Like, Adin Ross, like, XQC, like, going, like, basically, like, the fact that he's willing to go and talk to that community is insane. It's huge. It's smart. Yeah, he's smart. I do think that, like, for a lot of young people, they're going to see that and they're going to be like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it makes him more human. Exactly, yeah. Trump also talked with Logan Paul. Yeah, exactly. XQC's fans don't respect him anymore. Who does? That sounds like the beginning of a great Reddit post. I can't wait to read it. Let's move on. Anyway, so they had lots of bets on stake, etc. Yeah, Hurt was the W community and got him to show up. Yeah, exactly. You want to watch Adin Ross is going to vote for him anyway? Well, no, I actually think that, like, a lot of young people don't vote. But, like, if you involve young people in the political process in a way that... Because I feel like this is one thing that, like, Democrats and liberals do a really good job at. Like, you know, Kamala Harris having on rappers and shit like that. That's, like, there's a reason why she's doing that, right? It's smart. So, yeah, Google lost their antitrust case. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, that's how Bill Clinton won. That's how I think Obama won, to be honest with you. I think that was a big thing. Like, a lot of friends and people that I knew, like, their first vote was for Obama. Coffee's over, respond to a local ball. I know that. I saw that. Hassan X Harris next. I mean, I don't know. If I was Kamala Harris, I would do it. But, like, the thing is now, if she goes and does it, everybody is going to say that it's just because Trump did this, right? So it's still going to be about Trump. It's still going to be about him, right? Like, he's basically, like, what's crazy is, like, this dude somehow is the main character in a story that's not even about, and he's the main character in somebody else's fucking life. I don't even know how it happens. She don't even do interviews and everything. Yeah, Trump has first mover advantage. Exactly. You turn to interview Joe Biden? That would be fucking funny. It would be. You wearing Trump tinted glasses? I'm just reading social media. Like, I was reading Twitter a little bit, and I'm going to be honest. I feel like a lot of people A lot of people were pretty positive about it, you know? Yeah, they were positive about it. And so, like, yeah, X-Tweet, no, I saw it, right? XQC Twitter, Trump's too powerful? Maybe, I don't know. Isn't World War III trending on Twitter? Yeah, but he's not the president, so, like, he's gonna act like that's not my fault, that's somebody else's fault, right? So, like, that's the thing. Trump haters stay whining? I mean, like, it wasn't really a heated interview, it was more chill and funny. Yeah, definitely. Twitter is more Trump-oriented? Well, I mean, is it really Trump-oriented? I mean, I feel like you can say whatever you want on Twitter. Like, I mean, I feel like I see liberal shit on Twitter all the time. Like, because I wouldn't really look at, like, for example, I wouldn't really look at, like YouTube or, like, Facebook or, like, Twitch as, like, a good barometer, right? Because, like, there are right-wing opinions you can have that get you banned. So, like, is it really a good representation of public opinion whenever one group of people's public opinions get them banned? Like, I feel like it's not. Like, that's not a good way to get a temperature check, right? Good? No, you can say good. You can say they should be banned for all these things. But you also gotta fucking admit that it's a bad way to check to see what people really think if one side keeps getting banned. Because it's hard to know, it's hard to actually get a gauge when you've got a bunch of people that can't say what they want to say, regardless of whether you think it's true or not, or good or not, or whatever. No censorship equals right wing. Well, there's a lot of people that are like that. I don't know what the difference is, but our right wing opinions inciting violence, that seems to be what they always get banned for. I'm not going to get into that. I mean, like, again, you can say whatever you want to say about what it is. In my opinion, it's probably both. Like, that's my opinion, right? Is both. But yeah, keep in mind, Biden announced he's dropping out now on Twitter, not any other media. Even they know Twitter is the main medium. That's actually a really good point. Like, that's a huge big point. Absolutely. Yeah, Biden announced on Twitter. Yeah, he didn't announce on CNN. He didn't announce on Facebook. He didn't announce on YouTube. He put that shit on Twitter because Twitter is the place that people go to for fucking information. You know, for better or for worse. Rogue staffer announced it first on Twitter before the official White House. It's hard to say, right? I have no idea. CNN took only 20 minutes to report on it. Yeah. Trump's just built up his trust and legitimacy throughout the years through lucky guesses. If he gets it wrong, Iran won't attack tonight, then people forget it. If he gets it right, then people think highly of him. He could be stating the most obvious shit and built up a repertoire. Yeah, no, he's good at doing that. Like, now ban the chatter, can you pull him up because he's right? Why would I ban him? Well, he was right. Like, he agreeing with me. Yeah, why would I do that? So, yeah. And that's fair. Biden tweeted that Iran will attack. Maybe. I mean, like, to me, it's crazy. Like, I wish that... like, I don't know. Like, my opinion is that I think that we overarm Israel, and Israel is too aggressive. And if we stop doing that, we probably wouldn't have as many wars over there. We wouldn't have as many conflicts. Like, I actually think that if Trump took, like, a more measured stance about Israel rather than just being, like, super for Israel, I think that would gain him a lot of points, especially with young people. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that would. So true. Yeah, that's what my opinion is, right? We only sell self-defense weapons to Israel? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they have their own weapons. They use them for different else. Right? Yeah. The way Iran's already started. They started launching rockets at Iraq's base. That's nuts. Did he leak it, or was it already posted on Twitter? He probably, I mean, he was doing the interview. He probably didn't see it on Twitter. So, yeah, who knows? We didn't arm Israel. They wouldn't exist. That sounds like an Israel problem. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that sounds like an Israel problem. That's so, yeah, because what does that have to do with us? Like, I'm just going to be honest. It's okay, we exist already? Yeah. It was posted earlier today on Twitter. Exactly. So, anyway, that's just my opinion. We could go back and forth about that, talk about that for fucking hours. Either way, I do think the interview and everything like that, everything, this is a huge W for Trump. This is a huge W for Trump. And I really do think so. Because, like, it could have gone, like, this is one of those situations that had 100 ways to go wrong. And somehow it had one way of going right. Like, that's some fucking Doctor Strange Infinity War shit. where 15 million outcomes, like this was the one outcome that was good. It was. This was the one outcome. Like, yeah, it was super professional. It was. Like, I'm impressed. Very impressed.